And good Saturday morning, everybody. Do you remember me? Seems like it's been forever since we've been together, and I'm so glad to be able to get back together with you. Unfortunately, you guys have to put up with me this morning because my brother, Shannon, he got called to work again. However, this time I did send a link. I remembered to send a link, so maybe he'll be able to sneak away during his lunchtime and say hi to us and everything. So hope everybody's doing well. Uh, I know we've been off for the last couple weeks, and I started early today simply because I just wanted to address that for those who may not have known what was going on. Um, Unfortunately, my dad passed away. He lost his battle with cancer on February 6th. And so we've been dealing with all the aftermath of that, the funeral and all the arrangements and everything that goes along with that. I'm sure a few of you, unfortunately, have had to go through that yourselves. But he was 84, and him and Ma been married 64 years. 64 years. So I always have to think about, because before I would say I'm 62. So I would say, let's see, now you guys were married in 60s, and I'd say, so you guys been married 60 years. And Ma would always give me the look like, how could we be married at 60 years and you're 62? She says, that would mean, we had you 2 years before we got married. That just wasn't going to happen. So, but I want to thank everyone who contacted me and called me and wrote me and everything with all your well wishes and your thoughts and your prayers. Me and my family greatly appreciated that more than you guys will ever know. It was awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you so much for that. And I also want to thank Rob Jones. Rob, I'm sorry, Triple C. I just got your message this morning. My phone, I listened to my phone all night because I have tinnitus. And so I just run my phone. I'll put something on that'll run all night. And my phone dies. Sometimes it dies, and it did. And I just saw your message here. He was kind enough to offer to come on today. A couple other people had done that too, and I appreciate those offers very, very much. I just wanted to even though it was just going to be me today, I just wanted to get back on and get back in the saddle a little bit and let folks know what was going on and just kind of ease back into it. Next week we'll be back to full strength. We'll be back to normal as we can be. But I wanted to thank Rob and everybody else who had made those offers as well. So thank you all very, very much. I also want to thank a longtime family friend, one of my buddies, Daryl Frank. He was the one who worked at the Taskers Funeral Home in Dover, New Hampshire, and he was the one who just happened to be there when it was time to have Dad taken care of. And so he made it so much easier on us. And I just wanted to, he doesn't probably watch the show or anything, but I wanted to give him a big thank you. Because it meant a lot to me and the family. And I also want to thank Shannon, because Shannon, I spoke with Shannon and stuff like this. Shannon was there and to comfort and send prayers and everything. And I really appreciate it. He sent a wonderful card and a wonderful note. So I just want to thank you, Shannon, very, very much from the bottom of my heart, and the family really appreciate it. Your thoughts and kind wishes. So thank you all very much. So but that's what was going on. Uh, I'm sure, like I said, you guys have all had to go through it. I'm sure at some point, but I was. Well, my phone is going off already. Oh no, it's just a reminder. So anyway, that's why, and I wanted to start a little early so I could let you guys know we appreciate it and what was going on. So thank you all very much for coming back today and hanging out with me. Hopefully we'll have a little fun and see a lot of comics I pulled out. It's going to be a Charlton day today. So I hope you guys like Charlton. I'm pretty sure you do. I know a few of you are big Charlton fans. And I'm going to start off when we do. I'm going to start off with some because Charlton had so many different genres that they covered. They covered the automotive ones. Well, my dad was a mechanic. That was his thing. All his life, he worked with cars. I mean, he worked at a dealership helping. He was a transporter. He would go and get cars, or he would go and drop off parts and stuff here, or pick things up here and there. When he was 83, right up to 83, till he got really sick. I mean, that just boggles my mind that he was able to do that. And but he loved it. That's what he loved. He loved being around the garage environment. He was a mechanic and loved it. Loved the people who did it. So so in honor of him a little bit, I'm going to start off with some automotive Charlton comics. So, but first I'm going to bring in the Peanut Gallery because it ain't a show without the Peanut Gallery. So here we go. Let's see. Boom.
The Peanut Gallery's on the run. We got the comics, you bring the fun. Saturday morning, time to cheer. Man, we're glad you're here. North, south, east, and west, Peanut Gallery, you're the best. All our friends, both far and near, man, we're glad you're here.
And good morning to everybody in the Peanut Gallery. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Really appreciate it once again. I'll be your host for this morning. As I said, Shannon had to work today, but hopefully he'll be able to maybe surprise us with a little visit. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. So we'll see. And I want to thank everybody for, again, hanging out with me this morning. It means a lot to just like the title said, back in the saddle. I wanted to get back in the saddle for the first time in, I can't remember when, for the first time, comics have been since 67, 68, somewhere in there. Comics have been a part of my life. I mean, every day or every week, there was something going on in my life with comics. This past 2 weeks was the first time that really they weren't a part of my life. Clearly, everybody knows why, obviously, but it was just a bizarre feeling for me. I just didn't have, the I don't know, I don't want to say the interest, but that's probably the closest word I can come to whatever I'm trying to say here. But it was just, obviously you're grieving and everything like that. But it was just very weird for me to not have the urge, because if I go like 2 or 3 days without, coming down here or reading some comics or going to the comic store or something like that, you kind of go through withdrawals, but it was just very weird for me. So this was important to me to get back in the saddle again, and hence the name of the the episode. So, but thank you so much for joining me today. Gonna have some fun, show a lot of Charlton comics. I got some other stuff I'm gonna show too. I did go to the comic store yesterday, so I picked up a couple of things there. I'll show those as well. But we're gonna start off like we always do, and that's with Anthony Purdue. All right, and this morning, Anthony Purdue is sponsored by Pepperidge Farm Milano. These are new Milano cookies that they come out with, coconut, white chocolate. Oh my goodness! Oh, I'm in love. I'm in love. If you like hot cocoa, and you take these and you can dip them in hot cocoa. Oh, they're so good. So that, and my other little snack is a little treat. How many of you remember nickel nips? Little plastic wax bottles with they got like little fruit juices or whatever in them, right? Little candy things. So I pick these up once in a while when I go to this general store. But I found these other ones. Not only nickel nips, but these are Crybaby nickel nips, which are extremely sour, which I go for. So those are sponsoring Anthony Purdue, and let's get right to it. Let's see what Anthony's got to say this morning. He says, "Good morning, Peanut Pierce. Metamorpho helped a friend." Oh, Metamorpho story. Already love it. I was in first grade. One early Friday evening, I was at the mom and pop store looking at comic books. My friend Roberto and his parents came into the store. They didn't look happy. Roberto came over and said hi to me. His parents soon joined him. Roberto asked if Roberto asked his dad if he could get a comic book. His dad was kind of moody, but said, "Okay." I told Roberto that the Metamorpho book was a good one. I started telling him and his parents about the book. His dad smiled with interest. He let Roberto get the book, and as they were leaving, I told Roberto that I would see him in school. Monday at school, Roberto told me that on Friday his parents had a fight, and so him and his mom were going to stay at his grandparents'. But after they left the store, everything was all right again. Oh, cool. Good. His dad took them to the local Dairy Queen, and him and his dad talked about Metamorpho, and then his dad let him get a banana split. There you go. He said, "Oh boy," I said, "I love banana splits." Me too, Roberto agreed. And that's how Metamorpho helped a friend. He says, he says, "By the way, Teddy is rescheduled this week." He says, "Hi to everyone. We will catch the replay." And did anyone check out Jambo's show? I know I haven't really been on anything to do with YouTube or social media or anything really the last 2 weeks, obviously. You know why, but yes, I've got to play catch up. So I would definitely check out Jambo's, and I urge everybody else to check out Jambo's show as well. Jambo has a tremendous collection, man. He's got not only has he got like silver and bronze, which is pretty much where I I stay in those lanes, but he's got some great golden age stuff too, man. He always him and Night Tiger, the two of them, they have just tremendous golden age stuff as well. So definitely check out Jambo's channel if you haven't already, which I can't believe any of you who hang out here haven't. Definitely sub him up and check out his show. Give him some thumbs up. So he says, take care, everyone, and take care, Anthony. Thank you so much for that great story once again. Greatly appreciate it. Always love hearing the stories. So thank you so much. And Easy Comic Reader, hey Easy, he says, good morning, everyone. I'm on assignment this morning. Just wanted to stop by and say, hey, love you, Rod. Well, thank you so much, Easy. Love you too, brother. Thank you so much for your kind words and your comfort and well wishes when we talked, and greatly appreciate it. I am going to save the song that he wrote for this. Well, actually, he wrote it a couple weeks ago, but I'm going to save it till the musical one of us, which is Shannon, can be here to help out with it. So we're going to save your song until next week, brother. So tune in next week, and we'll be able to do our level best to make you proud. So thank you once again, Easy. Take care. I am one of us. Hey, good morning. I am one of us. He says, good morning, Rod and Shannon. And as you know, by now, Shannon isn't here, but he'll be checking this out, I'm sure, on the replay. So thank you so much for hanging out with us. I am one of us. Always appreciate you being in the peanut gallery, my friend. And Maranya, yes, hold on. We can't just walk right in. We gotta That's right. It's Maranya, she of the Blue Wrench. Great to have you with us, Lady M, once again. Thank you so much for hanging out with us once again and keeping me in line this week, because I'm sure I'll need it. She says, great story about Metamorpho, Anthony. He is one of my favorite characters, and mine as well. To voice, here's hoping you and Teddy are doing well. Yes, we send best wishes and prayers. Everything goes well. And Maranya also says, hey to you, Dolly June and Amos Moses, ECR. Catch this on the replay. Yes, yes, yes. And excuse me. And Maranya says, good morning to I Am One of Us. Thank you, thank you. And Maranya says, glad to see the return of CBM and YouTube's dynamic duo of Rod and Shannon to Saturday mornings. Well, thank you so much, Maranya. We really appreciate that. And like I said, hopefully everything will work out. Shannon will be back next week, and then we'll be back together and get this show on the road, back to normal. Like I said, as normal as we can be. Maranya also says, a good morning to Rod, Shannon, the Peanut Gallery, the Nuts of the Day, the Foofs, the studio audience, and Maranya's legion of peanut pets. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And speaking of legion of peanut pets, I think I'll play that right now. Why not, right? Why not? There we go. There we go. The Legion of Peanut Pets, as always. Hope all of them are doing well today. So thank you for that, Maranya. Oh, and the Professor Eric Breen is with us. Hey, Eric, how you doing? He says, here we go. I'm going to stop testing the voice right off. Hello. I don't do it justice. Oh, it's great to hear you. See you in the peanut gallery once again, my friend. Thank you so much. I was talking with Eric once or twice over the period of time here, the last couple of weeks. Thank you so much for your kind words, my friend. Appreciate that. Maranya says, oh, right back to back. Hello to you, Eric, she says. And Maranya says, I read the collection of the Pegasus project. Jackson sent it to me. Hey, how is Jackson? I haven't seen Jackson the last couple of shows. Is everything okay with Jackson? Can anybody tell me? I hope all is well. We miss him. We miss Jackson. Jackson sent it to me. You're right, Eric. It's a great storyline. Pegasus project. Was that in like Marvel 2-in-1 with the Thing? Was that where that took place? Because that sounds very familiar, and I can't place it right off the top of my head, but that's what comes to mind first was Marvel 2-in-1 with the Thing. It was like a storyline in there, or part of it took place in there. Let me know. Higgy Pop! Good morning to you, Higgy. How you doing? Thank you so much, you and Linda, for your lovely words of comfort. I appreciate that more than you know, my friend. So thank you so much. Hope all is going well. And Higgy says, hey, Maranya, hope all is well. Hawk Dog is doing well. He sends his best. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And I Am One of Us says, good morning to Maranya. And Maranya says, hey there, Higgy Pop and Hawk Dog, and a bell for that. Whoop, why is my bell not? There we go. We got to get the full bell going. My internet was down for a few days, but I'm back up and running. I know I've had trouble the last probably, well, it's been about 3 weeks that I've noticed there were issues getting my email. Trying to get my email, and I don't know what was going on. It said I couldn't connect to the server and stuff. That's bizarre. It's never happened before. So, and Triple C, hey Rob, thank you so much for hanging out with us, man. And thank you so much. I don't know if you heard me earlier, but thank you so much for your offer. I appreciate that. I had a couple other people offer as well, and I want to thank you all for offering to do that. But I just wanted to try and get back into it a little bit today and let people know what was going on and whatnot. And so thank you so much. I also want to thank you, Triple C, you and ECR as well, again, for the help you gave me doing the song generator. I was able to, when Dad passed during those 2 weeks, I was able to put together a song that I did for the family, and for my father, and I could not have done that without the help from you two guys teaching me how to use that properly and how to make it work. It came out so wonderful, and I really want to thank you guys for that. So thank you very, very much. So always great to see you in the peanut gallery. Then Maranya says, good morning to you, Triple C. Higgy Pop says, welcome back, Rod. You and your brother Shannon were missed. Well, thank you so much. Appreciate that, Higster. He says, hello to the peanuts. I missed the front end of the show, so have a good time, all. Thank you so much, Higgy. Always great to see you in the audience there, my friend. And Dale Moss, hey Dale, how you doing this morning? He says, I hope this finds everyone in fine health and spirits. Good morning to all, and good morning to you, sir. Hope all is going well. Even we're missing Shannon, as always when he's gone, we miss him dearly. So if you happen to run into him and see him, you tell him we're missing him. I am one of us says, I'm glad your internet is okay and running good again, Maranya. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Because we need you here. We need you to keep us in line, keep me in line, that's for sure. And Maranya says, good morning, Dale. Me too, I am one of us. It was knocked out by high winds on Tuesday, and they finally fixed it on Friday. Yeah, we had wicked winds up here as well. For 2 days, I think Tuesday and Wednesday, I think it was, or it was Monday and Tuesday. I can't remember, but it was bitter cold. It's not that, it's not like we're having a heat wave today either. It's like in the teens up here. So I'm down here. I got 2 hoodies on and a shirt underneath. And then in my lap, I've got like 2 really thick, sweatshirts, keeping my legs warm because it is cold down here today. So I am one of us says, hi, cheap comic collector, and good morning to you. Good. And Lead Paint, hey, Greg, great to have you with us once again. Thank you so much for hanging out, man. He says, hey, y'all. Big wave right there. Great to see you. And Steven Spark, hey, great to have you guys with us. Thank you so much, man. Always great to see you in the peanut gallery. Cool beans. All right. And Scotty Z70, he says, you're back. I was watching Gem and the Holograms with Orbital Bacon. Yeah, Orbital Bacon, they got I love this like 2 or 3 channels now that show a lot of retro cartoons from the 70s and 80s and stuff, which is pretty cool. So, and I know Orbital Bacon is one of them. So very, very cool. So glad you could join us. So greatly appreciate it, my friend. Maranya says, good morning to Lead Paint, Steve and Scotty. And Lead Paint says, sorry to hear, Rod, my condolences. Well, thank you so much, Greg. Appreciate that, my friend. He's in a better place and he's not suffering. So that's the way we're getting through all this. So, but I appreciate it, my friend. Thank you so much. Scotty says, by the way, we'll be right back. The cat is wet, and that means the faucet is on. Your cat must get in the sink too. One of ours used to always get into the sink and try to spin it so that the water would come out. And they go into the tub too. He likes to go into the tub too. Bizarre. Steven Spock, they're giving the live long and prosper to Maranya. Here we go. Hey, double A, August Ascetic. I was doing good. I was on such a roll with your name. He says, greetings, Rod. Sorry about your father's demise. My sincere condolences. Thank you so much, double A. Really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Appreciate you hanging out with us this morning. Great to be back here, even if it's only just me. Next week, we'll be back to full strength, and things will be back to normal, hopefully. And Jay Lucian, hey Jay, how you doing? Oh, I love your avatar. Is that Jonah Hex, right? Yeah, very cool, Jay. Great to have you with us, my friend. He says he's back. Yeah, you got to put up with just me today, unfortunately. But my brother will be back next week, and we'll tag team CBM once again, and hopefully everybody will join us once again, and we'll just get into some great comics. So thank you so much for being here, Jay. Appreciate it, my friend. Michael Taylor, how you doing, Michael? He says, hi, Rod, Shannon, and the Peanut Gallery. Rod, hope everything is all right. Yes, I don't want to go over the whole thing again, but I'll let you know. The reason we were off was my father had passed away on February 6th. So we had a lot of family stuff to take care of there and all. So that's why the shows were postponed. So I appreciate it. So thank you so much. So Scotty says, nope, the faucet was off. I don't know how she got wet. The two younger cats drink straight from the tap. Uh-oh. Mystery. Says, my condolence. Well, thank you so much, Scotty. Appreciate that, my friend. Thank you so much. Jay says, oh, man, I'm so sorry about your dad, Rod. Thank you so much, Jay. Appreciate that. Really do, my friend. So thank you. But yeah, he lost his battle with cancer. 84 years old. But boy, even if you saw him right up to the day before, he looked like he was just, I'm just sitting here in the recliner, just hanging out, So, but we were very lucky. He was, 84, man, 84. I'm 62, so I feel very blessed that my dad was around till I was 62. So we can't complain at all. The good Lord took care of him, and that's what we were hoping for, that he would not suffer, and he did not. And thank you so much. Really appreciate that, Jay. Really do. Crazy Hungarian Joe, how are you, Joe? He says, good morning, Rod, and a good morning to you, sir. Great to have you with us once again. So I can't tell you guys how good it is to be back with all of you guys. And I'm sure Shannon's going to feel the same way next week when he gets back. We've missed you guys, and thank you guys so much for hanging out this morning. I really, really appreciate it. It means a lot. And thank you, Joe, so much, man. I am one of us is sorry to hear your dad passed. I knew he was sick. I was hoping he would recover. Yeah, unfortunately, he was battling two aggressive forms of cancer at the same time. And Dad was a very strong-willed person. He was of that generation. They had like mind over matter. Dad, you cut your arm off. It's just a flesh wound. Rub some dirt on it. Let's get back to work. That was Dad. That was Dad. So yeah, he was a tough bugger, and he hung right in there to the end. So. But thank you so much. I am one of us. Appreciate that, my friend. And Dr. Von Chilla, how are you, John? Great to have you with us, sir. He says, the Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. Absolutely. Thank you so much, John. Appreciate that. As I said before, we were lucky. We were blessed. We wanted to have Dad with us as long as he was there and did not suffer. And without getting too much into it, it was right up to that point, and just before he would have started suffering, the Lord took him, and we are eternally grateful for that. So thank you very much, and thank you, John. Greatly appreciate that. Thank you. Whoop! What did I do? What did I do? I lost my place. How did I do that? Oh, I know. Find it hard to believe that I would lose my place, but I did. Wow. The whole thing just jumped. There we go. All right. There we go. Thank you again, John. Appreciate that, my friend. More than you know. And Michael Taylor says, hi, Rod. I hope everything is all right with you and your family. Can you please go over what happened once again? I missed it. I'm sorry. I'm sure you probably just heard me. I did that. So, but yeah, he passed away on February 6th. He lost his battle with cancer. But he's no longer suffering. He's in a better place, and that's what we're thankful for. So now it's always harder on those left to try and grieve and deal with the aftermath, and that's where we're at now, just making sure mom is comfortable. Luckily, my brother and I, we live here in the same town. We're less than 10 minutes away, about 5 minutes away, both of us, so we can stay close in touch with mom. We go visit with her every day and everything, because I can't imagine living with somebody for 64 years. They were married. She knew him longer than that. She knew him for, I think, a year prior to. So, and to have the most important person in your life for 64 years taken away, I can't imagine it. And, but she's hanging in there. She's a trooper. So, but dad will be missed. Yeah, I don't have the words, but thank you so much, Michael. Appreciate that. And Scotty says, rewind. He does. Scotty says, and twice the speed. And Maranya says, good morning to Jay, Hungarian, and John. And Scotty says, some things are more important than comics. Yes, absolutely. Jay says, hi to Maranya. And Michael Taylor says, so glad my favorite part of Saturday morning is back. Thank you so much for that. We're only half back. The best part of this is going to be back next week. Shannon will be back, and then he'll be dropping some knowledge and sharing some of his great collection. Not to mention, he'll be able to help out with the tune that ECR wrote for us, because me just doing it by myself, I can't carry a tune in a bucket. So thank you so much for the kind words, Michael. They are greatly appreciated, man. And Scotty says, Alyssa Milano? Oh, yeah. Well, it's spelled the same. The last name is spelled the same as these, but boy, I'm telling you, they're so good. They are so good. So highly recommend them. Michael Taylor says Milanos are great. Yeah. Scotty says, the wax that get caught on my teeth. Yes. Nickel nips. Yes. Dr. Von Chilla, he says, howdy, Maranya. Howdy, y'all. And howdy to you, John. Great to see you in the peanut gallery. Michael Taylor says, I remember those wax fruit juices. I didn't know they still made them. Oh, yeah, they still make them. And like I said, they not only make the regular ones, but they make Crybaby ones. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever had Crybaby bubble gum. It's super sour. I love super sour stuff, And I don't, being diabetic, I don't get to have too much of the stuff. But once in a while, I just treat myself to little things like this that I love. So, very cool. And Michael Taylor says, hi to John. And Double A, he says, in response to Anthony, I remember my mom getting me Metamorpho, the one where he had to steal the 7 wonders of the world. Remember? Oh, I'd have to pull down those ones up to. I can't remember each individual one, but Metamorpho was a favorite of mine. You've heard us, me and Shannon, say many times on here, I'm sure, we like those oddball, obscure, lesser known characters, the second bananas, as we call them, so Metamorpho was always one of my favorites. He just looked cool and stuff. So to me, I just love Metamorpho. So very cool. Scotty says, I wonder if people living in the golden age knew they were in it at the time. They may have thought so. They may have thought it was the golden age. So Tempest from Mars. Hey, Tempest. He says, afternoon all. Good to see everyone again. And great to see you, my friend. Thank you so much for hanging out with us once again. Always cool to see you. So cool beans. And Maranya says, good morning to TFM and August. And Scotty says, is Metamorpho based on Metarog? I missed Metarog's contest there and everything. I've got to go back and see who won and all that stuff. I was so bummed that I missed the whole thing. Roger is such a great guy, man. You can't find a better guy in the community than Roger. He's so much fun, so knowledgeable too, you know. So cool beans. I got to check that out. I missed so much over the last 2 weeks. I'll be playing catch up for a while, but absolutely. And if you haven't checked out Metarog and his channel, check him out because you will not be disappointed. Roger's a great guy in the community. Really, really super. So Dr. Montilla says howdy to Michael, and Scotty says, here comes the fur babies. And Missing Devil and Missing Mars. Hey, great to have you with us, man. Thank you so much for joining me. He says, gentlemen, good morning. And unfortunately, you're stuck with just one person here today because Shannon had to work, but he will be back next week, he says. So looking forward to getting together once again and getting really back in the saddle and getting CBM back on track. So hopefully we can make it through this week. Scotty says, wait, did Midnight disappear or did I miss it? In the Legion of Peanut Pets? I hope not. I'll have to check. Is that what you're referring to? Was because Midnight, I think, was one of the name of the cats, right? I hope I didn't take. I shouldn't have taken one out because that's the same intro that I've done for. Well, I've had that one for about 2 months now, I think, almost. So, but I will definitely check, Scotty. Midnight. We'll see. Maranya says, good morning, Double M and Ludwig. Hey, Fireball Comics. Hey, great to have you with us, man. Thank you so much for hanging out. Appreciate it. He says, good morning, everyone, and good morning to you. Hope all is well on your Saturday morning. Thank you for hanging out with us. Maranya says, I saw Midnight, Scotty. Okay. I was hoping I didn't miss because I'm usually pretty careful when I put those together. I want to make sure that I have everybody included that's supposed to be in there. So cool beans. Scotty says, Midnight is my favorite. She is super soft like bunny fur. During these last few nights, I woke up with her cuddled up next to me, Goldilocks at my side, and Tom Tom on the other side. Holy mackerel. You got a full house right there. Maranya says, good morning to Fireball. Double A says, I always enjoy Lady M's voicing of Rex Mason. Did she ever do Ben Grimm too? I'll let Maranya answer that. And Scotty says, okay, thanks. And Maranya says, yes, I have also voiced Aunt Petunia's bashful blue-eyed nephew, August. They are similar in voice, and she does a great job. If you have not heard her do that, you got to check out some of the readings when they do a Fantastic Four or a Metamorpho, and you can even join in, and they'll let you do parts, and you can read it too, and you will have a blast. But definitely want to check out her voice stylings for old blue-eyed Benjamin. Michael Taylor says, speaking of the emergency theme, they altered the opening 2 times. They were shorter. Yeah, because that is on every day on MeTV here at 5 o'clock. We watch it. And I noticed once they got out of the first season, it was different. I liked the first season. The original one, which is what I pulled that from. So yes, you are correct, Michael. Absolutely. Jay Lucian, he says Jackson lives in the swamp. Their internet is connected via twigs and burlap. Oh no. Well, I hope everything is okay with Jackson. Eric, I know Eric is knows Jackson well. So hopefully Eric can tell us if everything is okay with Jackson, because we miss him. I haven't seen him in the peanut gallery in a while, and we do miss him. So thank you. I love that. Via twigs and burlap. Yep, held together with bubblegum and memories. Scotty says, maybe your bell's being a ding-a-ling. Yeah, I agree. It was giving me a little trouble there. And Crazy Hungarian says, hi to Maranya. Triple C says, the Jackson Roykirk is fine, but has been without internet, I believe, due to storm damage. Oh, no. Oh, well, I hope everything is okay. I hope he and his family are okay. Number one, that is not fun to have to deal with. So hopefully everything is okay with Jackson. Sending prayers and good thoughts his way. Thank you for that, Triple C. Appreciate that. Scotty says, if you are having issues getting your email, it's just the government is still reading it. Oh, Michael Taylor says, at last but not least, hi to the peanut gallery. There you go. Cool beans. Jay says, yo, Higgy. And the space baby. Hey, great to have you with us. Thank you so much for hanging out. He says, go Orioles. There you go. I got some friends who are big Baltimore Oriole fans too, even though they've lived their life up here. But I think one of them, her father, I think her father came originally from Baltimore or lived there as a kid and everything. So they always root for the Baltimore Orioles too. So it's a nice, friendly little rivalry. So gotcha. Go Orioles. There you go. There you go. Under the Cowl of MS. Hey, man, great to have you with us once again. Thank you so much for joining us. Under the Cowl says, good morning, everyone, and a good morning to you, sir. Hope your Saturday's going well. Thank you so much for joining us. And Missing Mars says, Rod, just about your dad, so sorry to hear. I text hug you, but thank you so much, Double M. I appreciate that, man. Thoughts and prayers to you and your family, she says. Thank you so much, Missing Mars. I really appreciate that. Thank you very, very much. Me and the family really, really appreciate that. So he is in a better place. And he's no longer suffering. And if I know Dad, he's probably working on the chariots up there in heaven. So because he was a mechanic all his life, so I'm sure he's working on those. Got to soup him up a little bit. He's one of those guys that you would have seen in the 50s. With the T-shirts and the cigarettes rolled up in the sleeve, right? With the jeans and racing the cars up and down Main Street. That was Dad. That was him in his younger days. And it's funny because I asked my mom, I remembered just real quick. I remembered, because my dad, nobody in my family, we don't smoke, we don't drink, we never did drugs, any of that like that. We were a boring family, right? So, but I remembered something about Dad with cigarettes, and she says, yeah, one day I got in the car, he pulled the visor down, and a pack of cigarettes came out of the visor and fell down. And she said, I didn't know you smoked. And Dad says, yeah. She goes, she just kind of gave him the that's not going to work for me. Never smoked again. So Mom was good for Dad's health. So thank you so much, Mr. Myers. I appreciate that, my friend. Scotty says, speaking of peanuts, did you know that cashews and poison ivy are related because they are both belong to the Anacardiaceae family? I hope I probably butchered that, which contains urushiol, a toxic that can cause allergic reactions. Well, my wife is allergic to like cashews and some of those nuts like that. So yes, you're right. She can't have certain nuts because she does have an extreme reaction to it. So absolutely. And he also said, yes, I saw a glare of frost on my car this morning. This 32 degrees is unbearable for me. Yeah, it was like, I think in the teens this morning when I looked at the clock. So Michael Taylor says, so sorry to hear about your father, Rod. Thank you, Michael. Greatly appreciate that, my friend. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And Scotty says, yeah, Orbital Bacon and Monet. But he's not been doing it lately. Just cereal tasting videos. Ah, I see. And Double A says, to answer Scotty, I remember I was in the Silver Age because the annual JLA, JSA team-ups used to remind me of those times. There you go. Love those team-ups. Look forward to them every summer. Man, that was great. Especially when they get into those 100-page super spectaculars. Oh, yes. Missing Mars says Orbital Bacon and Group Therapy Podcast. There you go. Couple more right there. Absolutely, Missing Mars. And Maranya says, Space Baby, the Orioles are in Balmarie's Oreos rock. Scotty says, I always thought that I was in the color age because all the photos in the album before me were black and white, and I thought there really was no color before I was born in 1970. Double A. It's funny you say that because my kids one time, I think it was my son that said it. He said, so Dad, what was the world like in black and white? He thought it was black and white beyond to a certain point, and then color came, like color was invented at some point. So I believe it was my son that said that. So got a kick out of that. So I love it. I love it. Space Baby says, yeah, hon. Maranya says, good morning to you and Lemmy Killmeister Cowell. And Scotty says, my dad is 82 and keep expecting it, even though he can walk 2 miles a day. Oh, that's awesome. And never needs to sleep except when he's driving. Oh, no, not when he's driving. 82, God bless him. Hope he's around for another 82. So God bless him, man. That's awesome. Michael Taylor says, sorry, I repeated that question, Rod. That's okay. I thought I didn't finish it. No, that's fine, Michael. Appreciate that, though. Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much. Maranya says, making myself a mug of hot chocolate with mini marshmallows before I put the slow cooker on. Got beef roast in the food bank and cooking it with some canned vegetables. There you go. Sounds like you guys are going to be eating good today. And Scotty says, I used to cook barbecue chicken and potatoes or pintos in the crock pot. Oh. And Maranya says, I made hard-boiled eggs of all things in the slow cooker recently. They came out well. Cool, 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 cool. They say the best way to go, no suffering in your sleep. Yes, sir. Yes, sirree. So we were just very happy. The Lord took him the way he did before he had any suffering. So he let him stay with us for as long as he could. Then he needed a mechanic upstairs. So wait a minute, did I skip that? No, okay. And Comics Embrace. Hey, CE, great to have you with us. Thank you so much for joining us. He says, good day, wonderful friends, and a good day to you, too. Love your avatar. Old Hulk and thing going at it. Little throwdown, showdown. And Maranya says, good day to you, Comics Embrace. Always great to see you in the peanut gallery. Scotty says, the chat likes to jump. Ha. Hey, Ranger Sly. How you doing, Ranger? Great to have you with us, our neighbor to the north. Stick around because we're going to be showing some Western, Charlton Westerns. So let's see. Oh, wow. We're already at 10:51. Oh, we got to get showing some comics. So stick around. Thank you so much, Ranger, for hanging out, man. Appreciate that, my friend. Miranda says, good morning to Ranger. Scotty says, halfback, quarterback, hut. And Miranda says, Milanos are good, but coconut? Sadly, that's a hard pass. Oh, not a coconut fan? Oh, I'm sorry. But they are good because I'm a fan of coconut and a fan of white chocolate. And so for me, it was just like, oh, this is new. I'll try this. So But I'm sorry, Maranya. But the other ones, the regular ones with the chocolate, the milk chocolate Milanos, those are good too in hot cocoa. So, and look, Maranya was already on the ball here for me. There's the pause line. So we're gonna show some comics, and then we will get back real quick. I'm going to say good morning to Diabetic Superman. Thank you so much for joining us, DS. Appreciate it, my friend. He says good morning to Rod and Peanut Gallery. Cool beans, cool beans. Great to have you with us. All right, now we got going to show some comics here. All right, let's see. What did I want to start off with? I wanted to start off with, in honor of my dad, I'm going to show some of the Charlton automotive car books that they have. So here we go with number 30 of Grand Prix. Dun, dun, dun. Charlton had just so many, they had their hands in so many genres. It was just unbelievable. It seems like every year I find some new title that I didn't know that Charlton had. And then it's like, oh man, I gotta have at least one issue of that in the collection just to see what it was about or whatnot. So here is Grand Prix number 28. The Stick Shift. Yep, Dad was a mechanic all his life, pretty much. Here's number 29 of Grand Prix. So, and number 22 of Grand Prix. And then we shift a little gears. No pun intended. Here is Surfing Wheels number 2. I love this series because of the split covers they had. And I never knew about this series until a couple of years ago. It only has, I think, five issues. I think it's only 5. Might be 6, but it's very short, very easy to pick up if you're a Charlton collector. I highly recommend it. And here's number 1. I just love split covers, man, like that. It just, I don't know what it is. Because I feel the same way when you used to get movie posters or see movie posters at the drive-in or something with, the split covers. Oh, it's a horror double feature, and I always loved that. So now we got number 33 of Dragon Wheels. 007 is taking a nosedive right there. James Bond doesn't know how to drive. And we got Racer X. He's hitting Racer X. Here's number 40. And I haven't shown any Charlton in quite a while, excuse me. So I figured this would be the perfect opportunity to do that. Usually I'm a DC Marvel guy, but I love me Charlton. Love me some Charlton. And here's another Surfing Wheels. Well, we now know that there's at least 6 issues because this is number 6. This cool beans. And here is number 3 of Surfing Wheels. As you can tell, these are not in any kind of order because I just threw them into the box and I've got to go through and sort all of them out because I've got the automotives and I've got the westerns and I've got the superheroes and I've got the oddball stuff and but we'll show as much as I can today. Let's see. This is Top Eliminator, formerly Teenage Hot Rodders. Number 25. The Flying Thingy. What's a flying thingy? Top eliminator number 27. The Camaro. And World of Wheels number 27. Number 28. Get your head down, Pete. I'm a coming through. And number 30. All righty. There we go for the automotive ones. Let's see. Let's shoot for some Westerns. So, let's see here. This is Texas Rangers in action number. Where's my glasses? Looks like number 59. Yes, it is number 59. All the way from the spinner rack in 1966. Now we got a little Billy the Kid action. Number 40, 1963. Like that cover. It's a nice cover. Another Billy the Kid. And this is number 42, also from 1963. I was just a wee little pumpkin, 1 year old. They had win sensational prizes in the Bonomo Turkish Taffy giveaway. They still make that Turkish Taffy. Right here. Bonomo Turkish Taffy. They still make it. There's a general store around here about 20 minutes away that sells like kind of candy, that old-fashioned candy, and they still sell some of that. I don't think it's original. I wouldn't want to try eating something original. Let's see. This is Billy the Kid number 41? 61. 61. A good day for Billy, or a bad day for Billy, it says. Bad day for Billy. Excuse me. And here's Billy the Kid number 75. Got the Gatling gun. Here's another good cover. I like this cover. Number 80. Billy the Kid. And the Cheyenne Kid, number 75. And Cheyenne Kid, number 87. The Guilt of Iron Fist. I know you guys have heard me ad nauseum talk about my love for the Westerns. Me and my wife, we watch them just about every day on MeTV or the Inspirational Network. We watch the Bonanza. We watch the Rifleman. We watch Have Gun Will Travel on the weekends, along with Wanted, Dead or Alive with Steve McQueen, which I really love that series. So here's Cheyenne Kid. This is number 98. They had such neat covers, you know. And here's another one of those characters that I never knew anything about till probably within the last 7-8 years, maybe, I think. Put out by Charlton. And it's Gunmaster and Bullet the Gun Boy. And this is number 3. Gunmaster and Bullet the Gun Boy. Kind of like a Lone Ranger type of thing, except slight difference with the mask. Got like a helmet mask type of thing. So, and we got some let's see, Bronze Age Gunfighters with Jim Bowie, starring Jim Bowie. As an earlier gunfighter, and this is number 51 from 1966. And also featured in there was a Kid Montana story. No, this was, it used to be Kid Montana. That was the series before. They kept the numbering when they changed it over to Gunfighters. This is from August 1st, 1966. Oh, we got Frontier Marshal Wyatt Earp. This is number 40 from November of 1961. Wyatt Earp. Texas Rangers in Action, number 71. Here's another Gunmaster and Bullet the Gun Boy. And this is Gunmaster number 2. So, now Gunmaster had a short series. This series here, I think it was only 4 issues of his, the title actually being under his name. He was also in Outlaws of the West in certain issues, and Six Gun Heroes. He was in quite a few issues of Six Gun Heroes. So I'm in the process of trying to get all of those. But unfortunately, some of the Six Gun Heroes ones, they're tough to come by. You very rarely see them anywhere, even on like eBay and stuff like that. You don't see them as much. So they're hard to come by. Here we go with Frontier Marshal Wyatt Earp once again. And this is number 31 from 1960. The year my folks got married. Oh, Texas Rangers in Action, number 72. Love this one. Why? Because it's a Jim Aparo cover. A Jim Aparo Western. I could get used to a lot more of those. That is just cool beans. Love it. Jim Aparo, man. Great artist. Another Frontier Marshal, Wyatt Earp. And this one I do not have a number on. I did not write it. And it does not say on the cover. So, all right. Well, here you go. There we go. All right. Let's see. We'll show 2 more, and then we'll get back to the peanut gallery. Here we go with number 80 of the Cheyenne Kid. The Waiting Noose. That doesn't sound like anything I want to be near. And another Cheyenne Kid. This is number 44, all the way from December of 1963. Very cool. Very cool indeed. All right, let's see what we're doing. There's the pause line. Oh, my hands are freezing. Let's see. Thank you so much, Maranya. Appreciate you keeping me in line here. And we got the professor, and he's saying, and we were talking about metamorpho, right? So Eric Reed says, Metamucil and friend Rod, you have to start reading with us once again. You're forgetting all the tropes. New York City. Yes, I know. I know. I did get the and friend right, though, recently, remember? So, oh, that's too funny. You guys got to check them out if you haven't seen the Geeky Puppet Show readings. You gotta check them out, and don't be afraid to participate either, because they love to have people go in and guest read with them. Maranya says, "Good morning to DS and Shadow." And Scotty says, "After you play catch up, you should play mustard." Yeah, there we go. But good night, folks. Thanks for coming. I'm here all week. And Maranya says, and here I complimented your taste in comic books, Eric. The Pegasus Project, to be precise. Then you go and diss my boy Rex. Scotty says, yeah, but Mara answered it. There you go. And Double A, he says, Lady M, don't worry, Metamorpho will get his comeuppance in the new Superman movie. Yeah, I'm that's really the main reason I'm looking forward to seeing that movie. Of course, I want to see the Guy Gardner portrayal and the Hawkwoman portrayal. But man, when they said it's Metamorpho, I'm like, okay, here's my money. Let me see it. I want to see Metamorpho on the big screen. You know, that's one of those characters. There are several I'd love to see on the big screen. Metamorpho. I'd love to see Metal Men on there. I'd love to see Etrigan. Can you imagine a period piece of Etrigan, you know, and showing at the end, it brings you up to modern day with Jason Bard and whatnot. That would just be so cool. And I would think that would be a fairly easy movie to make, you know, or even like Phantom Stranger and the Spectre. Have them in a movie, you know. I would just love to see those characters on the big screen. And I was lucky enough to those first 10 years of the Marvel movies. I was just in awe. And I'm not ashamed to sit here right now and tell you when I would watch some of those movies, I would get tears in my eyes because these are characters I grew up with and loved, and now I'm seeing them on the big screen and I'm becoming immersed in their world, you know. I can't watch what is it? I think it's Infinity War, the second piece, the second part of it. That I can't every time I watch it, I have to bring out a box of Kleenex, you know. Yeah, to take away my man card or something. I don't know. But I just, these characters are just ones that I love so much, and to actually see them on the big screen now, I'm in heaven. Now, that being said, we all know sometimes they don't give a faithful portrayal or the way we wanted to see it. But you know, for the most part, you know, I've been happy with most of it. So, but I really hope they do Metamorpho justice, you know, because I'm really looking forward to that one. Miranda says, from what I saw of his look, yes, Rex will, August. Yeah, I only saw that one picture of his face, I think it was. I haven't seen any other pictures. Are there any other pictures? Have they been released? Because I'd love to see what he really looked like. And Comic Book Curator 68. Hey, Jeff, how you doing, man? Thank you so much for hanging out. great to see you. He says, good morning, my friend. God bless you and your family. Listening listening while driving, but we'll catch on the rewind. Also, my brother and I remember it as Emergency One, not just Emergency. Yeah, I think Emergency One, was that the cartoon? I think that was the cartoon, right? Emergency One was, I think, the cartoon that they did. But yeah, Emergency was my dad's favorite TV show. He didn't watch TV a whole lot except for the nightly news. He would watch that every night. But Emergency, he would watch. That was his appointment television. So, but very cool indeed. Thank you so much, Jeff, for hanging out, man. Scotty says, I watched an episode on the Puppet Theater doing a Scooby-Doo comic, and one person did a spot-on voice of Patrick Warburton. I love his voice. I wish I sounded like him. Pat, now, he's the voice of, isn't he, doesn't he, what is, he was on the Seinfeld. I think he was Elaine's boyfriend, if I'm thinking of the right guy. I hope I am. And Miranda says, good morning, CBC. Be safe driving and catch us on the rewind. Absolutely. Thank you so much. And Miranda says, Scotty, that is our Mel Blanc, namely Trusty sidekick. Man, Trusty, if they ever need somebody to do a Stan Lee thing, voiceover, he's the man. He's the man because he does it perfect. He sounds exactly like Stan Lee, man. And I marvel at that, no pun intended, every time I hear him do Stan Lee. Incredible. You are right, Maranya. He is tremendous. Scotty says, is he on here under an alternative name, Mariah? Not here right now, but if he shows up, it'll be under Trusty Sidekick. There you go. Oh, I thought you were saying he was a trusty sidekick on the show. No, that's what the name he goes by is Trusty Sidekick. Yeah. So, Michael Till says, cool, Johnny Fever Avatar, space baby. Scotty says, I grew up in a house of nuts, so I'm immune. There you go. That's probably why I'm immune too. Michael Till says, been the coldest winter in 10 years here in New York City. Really? Wow. Holy cow. Yeah, I'm just not a winter person, man. I need the winter in like Ecuador or something where they never, snow and cold are just a rumor, Miranda says, Scotty, he is that also. I look forward to Trusty voicing Matt Murdock and Daredevil again soon. Oh, there we go. Maranya also says, today almost feels like summer here. It's 32 degrees. I hear you, Maranya. 32 degrees around here would be a heat wave. You're right. Maranya says, John, I bet you and Lady Pauline are enjoying the winter there. Scotty says, what? I love coconut. There you go. Well, then, if you love coconut, you got to try the Milano coconut white chocolate cookies. And Michael Taylor says, this would have been a good show for Steve to co-host. Charlton Weston's. Absolutely. Anything Charlton. Man, Steve knows Charlton inside and out. I love to hear him when he talks about some of the history with Charlton. Steve is just a wonderful. If you don't know, Steve is Charlton 66, and if you have not been to his channel, definitely get over there and sub him up and check out his videos. Incredible, and one of the nicest guys you're ever going to meet too. So very cool indeed. You're right, Michael. And Miranda says, I can eat fresh coconut in very small doses, but processed coconut I do not get along with at all. Sorry, Scotty. So there we go. It's not for everyone. It's not for everyone. Processed, like shredded, he says, I don't like that. I like it in chunks or in food, but dried out like those onions on McDonald's burgers? Nope, those are too dry, he says. And Miranda says, I also didn't like the scent of coconut. But a funny thing, when my husband was in the hospital last year, I missed that coconut smell of his shampoo a lot. It's funny how some scents will stick with you, right? So Maranya says, the stuff they sell in bags, Scotty, they do something to it, and it disagrees with me. Must be some kind of, maybe one of the preservatives or something that they might put into it or something. I'm not sure. Scotty says, I remember when I was a teen and I smelled cocoa butter lotion. There was nothing better. I told my girlfriend at the time that it was better than those flowery perfumes. Scotty says, later I tell ladies that barbecue smelling perfume would get a man. But again, flowers don't. Double A says, speaking of Westerns, wasn't there a comic on the Rebel based on the TV series? Was there a gold? There might have been a Gold Key one where they, based on the TV show. Rebel, Johnny Yuma. I love that. You don't get to see. That's one of those ones you don't see too often. But I like the Rebel. I also like Lawman. That's a really good one. I record that all the time to watch that when I can. Laramie, that's another one. Wagon Train, I love Wagon Train. Rawhide, of course, with Clint Eastwood. I mean, everybody knows I'm a Clint Eastwood mark, big time. I mean, I named my son Clint Eastwood. I mean, Clint, rather. So, you know, Eastwood's a fan of mine. I mean, I'm a fan of his. Yeah, he's a fan of mine. Right. Okay. Tempest from Mars says Charlton cornered the market on comic covers with car crashes on them. Probably, man. I mean, they were into so much, man. The next batch I show, it'll be different ones. Some of the oddball stuff. So, Maranya says those racing comics covers definitely are designed for their target audience. Yes, they are. You got that right. Scotty says, I like the surfing part. Double A says, I don't know why Johnny Yuma always wore that Confederate uniform, as it always got him into lots of trouble. Yes, you would think that that would not be something you would, go parading around through the South after the war, But, who knows? Well, they had to have a plot mechanism, right? And that's probably how they did it. So, hey, Jared Osborne. Hey, Jared. Great to have you with us, sir. Cool beans. Great to see you. He says, I was voted top eliminator back when I was toilet training. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, great to see you, Jared. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today, man. Hope your Saturday's going well. Cool beans. And Maranya says, hey there, Jared. Glad you outgrew that, she says. And Scotty says, go, go, Texas Rangers. Mighty Morphin Texas Rangers. There you go. And Maranya says, yes, August, there were 4-color series based on the Rebel TV show. And then she lists them there for you. Look at that. Maranya dropping the knowledge like she does every week. Awesome, awesome, awesome. She is on top of it. Thank you, Maranya, for that. Cool beans. Scotty says, is the Turkish taffy that the White Witch gave Peter in Narnia? I don't know. In Narnia, I'm not. I know of Narnia, the Chronicles of Narnia, but I'm not well versed in it. So that I cannot help with. Michael Taylor says, very cool Grand Prix and surfing wheels. Great cover art. Yes, sir, Michael, I agree. Very cool. And Maranya says, that is Turkish delight, Scotty. A different sweet treat entirely. And August says, thank you, Lady M. I recall, but very vaguely. Tempest from Mars, he says, are you sure they still make that taffy, Doc? It might be there's a surplus and no one won that competition. That's what I was afraid of when I was saying that. And I'm like, oh, man, I hope that's not original stuff, because that might be a little tough to chew on. And up until about a week ago, I had a bar of it in my refrigerator that I bought, and I forgot about it. And I was cleaning out the refrigerator, and it was still there in its wrapper and everything. It was banana flavored. That was my favorite, banana flavored. So absolutely. Maranya says she lists the thing based on TV programs. A list of comic books based on TV shows. It's pretty complete so far. Oh, cool beans. Oh, I have to copy that. I'll have to copy that because I'd love to go look at that. I love to add like research lists, pages like that, in case I'm ever looking for certain things and stuff like that. So thank you very much, Maranya, for that, because I will add that to my reference stuff so I can have that to check those out because I'd love to read that stuff. Scotty says Pluto TV has a Western channel. Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know that. What do they show on there, Scotty? What TV shows do they show? He says, I live at the beach and we always have saltwater taffy in the stores here. Yeah, I live 20 minutes from the beach and there's a big saltwater taffy place, candy place that they make their saltwater taffy there too. I love the peanut butter ones. It's got like the peanut butter, the taffy part, and then in the center is like a peanut butter confection type thing, like you'd find in the middle of Reese's peanut butter cups. I've many times I've threatened to go in there. They got these big copper kettles of this peanut butter stuff that they put in the middle, and I just want to take that and just abscond with it and just sit there and just eat that by the spoonfuls because it tastes so good. Oh, hey Jared, he says, shouldn't Jim Bowie be a knife fighter? Yeah, you would think, wouldn't you? Right? Absolutely. And Scotty says, I thought Jim Bowie was a British singer. Oh my gosh, we're getting them all confused now. Michael Taylor says, speaking of riflemen, Chuck Connors had a nice career, pro basketball player as well. I think for the Celtics. I was going to say, yes, he did. He played for the Celtics. Absolutely. But I don't know what his career, I've never looked at his stats to see how his career was, but I'd venture to say he probably did better in front of a camera than on a court. I love the Rifleman, but I really loved Branded. His I think it only lasted two seasons. I mean, Branded, where he was drummed out of the cavalry and stuff like that, and he was branded a traitor or something like that, and it was just I love that series. I got it on DVD. Had one of the great theme songs for TV shows. So absolutely love Chuck Connors and the Rifleman. The boy, I can't think of his name now, but the boy, he died like last year. I think he died just last year. The actor who played his son on there. Maranya says, yes, they still make Bonomo taffy, TFM. It's available on Amazon. Yeah, you can find it. A lot of times it's part of like those collections of 70s candies or 60s candies and stuff like that you can buy from certain candy shop vendors and stuff like that. So yeah, it's still good too. Double A says most of those early westerns were only about a half hour long. Yep. So you can enjoy a lot of them. Even Gunsmoke went through a period where I believe they even changed the name. I think it might have had something to do with syndication at one point, where they changed it from Gunsmoke to Marshall Dillon, and those were half-hour episodes. And they show like an hour or two of those every night on MeTV and Inspiration Network, between the two of them. And we love to watch those. Just huge. I never, well, I can't say I never get tired of westerns, because every once in a while I say, well, we can watch something else if you want to watch something else. But I just love the westerns because for me, most of those westerns had a moral story to them. You know what I mean? And basically, taught you right and wrong, type of thing, and come on, was there anybody tougher than Matt Dillon. I mean, maybe Josie Wales. Maybe Josie Wales. Diabetic Superman says Maverick is on every weekday morning on the H&I channel. Oh yeah, that's another one, H&I. Right. Yeah. Maverick with what's his name? He's a comedic actor. Rockford Files. Garner, James Garner. Yes, there we go. Also, I like to watch the show with, what was his name? I can't think of it now, but he played Bat Masterson. Gene Barry, I believe. Gene Barry. That was another good show. I like that one too. I'm a fan of most of the Westerns. There's really very few that I would go, no, not so much. But I really love them. Thank you for that, Diabetic Superman. You are correct. Maranya says, Scotty, that's David Bowie. Yeah, David Bowie, right? And Scotty says, Death Valley Days. Yeah, that was another good one. That was, right, historical anthology series with 1,000 episodes. Oh, my gosh. Holy cow, I didn't know it was that many. But I do love that. I did see it. I don't know if it's even being shown anywhere now, but I did used to watch those. Actually, my great grandmother used to watch those, and that's where I first saw it, was watching them with her. So very cool. Hey, the Jackson Roy Kirk is back. Jackson, so great to see you, my friend. We were talking about you earlier. I was asking if everything was okay because we hadn't seen you in a while. And we were hoping everything was all right. And many folks had said you had issues with internet. So it's great to see you back. He says, hello, folks. Still no internet, so I'm using my phone for a few minutes. Oh, well, thank you so much, man, for stopping in and letting us know what's going on with you, man, because you are a fave. So great to see you. Glad everything is okay except for, the internet. But just glad that you're okay. And cool beans. That was great to hear from you, man. Awesome. And August says, Michael, that Chuck Connors also appeared in several episodes of the Werewolf TV series as a werewolf himself. I do not remember that. What werewolf TV series is that? Oh, you got me curious, AA, now, because I don't know. I'm not aware of a werewolf TV series. You got to give me more information. Ha ha ha. Miranda says Connors was both a pro basketball player and a baseball player. I want to say I remembered that, but I can't swear to it that about him being a baseball player. But I knew about the basketball player one, him being a basketball player because of the Celtics, and that's the home team for this area. So cool beans. Thank you for more knowledge, Miranda. Hey, you are on it. And Scotty says, there's TJRK. You got it. The Jackson Roy Kirk. And Miranda says, Jackson, I read the Iron Man and Pegasus process. Why do I want to say process? I can clearly see the word is Pegasus, yet I am determined to say process. I read the Iron Man and Project Pegasus books you sent me while my internet was out this week. All right. And Michael Taylor says, hi, Jackson. And Miranda says, the Zurcher Busiak Iron Man books are ones I wanted for a long time. Thank you so much for them. Oh, cool beans. And Diabetic Superman says, I've been getting into Westerns lately. Awesome. Always been a fan of the Westerns. My first introduction to Westerns was the Wild Wild West TV show. And I loved that. And then it was just anything Western, man. I want to see. So very cool. Glad to hear that, Diabetic Superman. And Michael Taylor says, August. Interesting. I didn't know that, he says. Cool bean. And the Jackson Roy Kirk says, that 2-part I Am book was great, wasn't it? He says. Ha ha. And Michael Taylor says, very cool Westerns, Rod. Thank you so much, Michael. Appreciate that, my friend. Miranda says, yes, it was great all over, art and story. There we go. And Ranger Sly says, great bunch of Charlton books, Rod. Being wanting to get into the racing car series as well, especially the ones with art by Jack Keller. Oh, cool beans. Yeah. Yeah. There's just so much Charlton. I mean, you think when you think comics, your immediate thoughts go for most people anyway, immediately go to Marvel and DC, and they have a large volume of stuff they did. But boy, when you really think and get into the Charlton stuff, the amount of stuff that they had their hands in and that they produced, incredible stuff indeed. So thank you so much for that, Ranger. Cool beans. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Scotty says, is Guy Gardner being played by Stewie from Mad TV? Look at what I can do. Rania says, I believe Guy is being played by Nathan Fillion. I'm not familiar with that actor. I've heard his name, but I'm not familiar with the actor himself or any work that he's done that I know of. I probably have seen him in something. So hopefully he does portray Guy Gardner right. Scotty says, speaking of Marvel MCU, is the Fantastic Four going to be in the same universe, and how? I think I'm not sure if it's going to be. I've heard a couple different things. I heard that they were going to be part of the multiverse, but somehow they get sent here, or somehow they come into the current MCU universe, whatever Earth you want to call it, Earth Prime, Earth One, whatever. I had heard that a while ago, but I don't know what they wound up doing. I just saw the trailer recently, and I got to tell you, man, I am so psyched to see Galactus done right. I can't wait for that. The Thing looked pretty cool too. I got to admit they did a great job. I don't know. It's got to be CGI, I would think, but it looks fantastic. So I'm really psyched to see it. So I'm gonna withhold judgment. I will probably pay to go see that one, because I probably won't get to see Galactus till the very end. It'll just be a tease, but doggone it, I want to see Galactus, and I want to see the Silver Surfer again. I really like the Rise of the Silver Surfer movie that they did before with the Fantastic Four. I didn't think that was bad. I really thought the Silver Surfer was done well. I really like that. However, Galactus being some kind of cosmic worm cloud or whatever it was, that I was not a fan of. So, but in fact, I just bought, I'll show it in a little bit. I just bought a Galactus, one of those short boxes with the special designs and stuff on it and stuff like. I'll show that in a little bit. So it's already 11:30. Oh my gosh, time is flying by. Michael Taylor says, yeah, looking forward to Superman. Most accurate since Reeves. Cool beans. And Maranya says, FF looks to be set in the 60s, maybe the 70s. Not sure how it will connect to the current MCU. Yeah, I'm not. I think that's what I had heard. It was going to be like a period piece where they start out, and then somehow they get sucked into the modern day MCU universe. So Jackson Roykirk says, Dr. S, you big old softy. The only guy softer than you is Eric Breen with his romance books. Well, if it's me and Eric, I think I'm in pretty good company, don't you? I appreciate that, my friend. And stick around, because I got some romance books from Charlton that I can share with everybody too. So thank you, Jackson. And Maranya, it's so great to have Jackson back too. Man, Maranya says, I'm looking forward to Crypto myself. He could get a team up with Ace the Bat Hound. That would be cool. I want to see, I'm looking forward to that Superman movie. I think that would be very cool. I'm hoping it's very cool, So we'll see, We'll give it a shot. We got to give it a shot, right? Got to give it a shot. Michael Taylor says, Rod, Emergency was my dad's show as well. He was a big fan of firefighters and everything related to him. Yeah, Dad was too. He really, because he did a lot. He had a lot of interaction with them because he would be called to. He was a mechanic, like I said. He would for years he did record calls for the garages that he worked at. So he would be at crash sites, accident sites, and stuff like that, and he would interact with the paramedics and the firemen and stuff like that would have to show up at the scenes and stuff like fire and rescue and stuff like that. So I totally get that, Michael. You are correct. I love it. Love that. So true. And Scotty says Patrick W is the Tick. That's what I was trying to think of. I could not think of the Tick. You're right. He is the Tick from the live action show in the 90s. He's the huge dude. Yeah. I don't know Seinfeld, but he was in the same show involving another married couple, and David Made, I think, and David Spade. I'm sorry, I couldn't read. I think the weirdo. Okay, cool beans. Yeah, I think I got the right guy because the Tick was where I was falling off there. So Scotty says New York City. Scotty also says it was cold. It was so cold we actually got snow on the ground this morning, 2 to 4 inches. Holy! I wish we only had 2 to 4 inches out there right now. We probably got a good 18 inches to 2 feet, and I've had enough for this winter. We can skip right on to like July, and I'd be happy. He says, let's see. That has never happened. We got dusted back in 2010. Oh, the joys of snow, right? Oh my gosh. At least with the cold, if I had to pick either the cold or the snow, I'd go with the cold. Why? Because I don't have to shovel cold. Michael Taylor says he had a nice collection of real fire helmets, patches, and mags. Oh, cool. Cool beans. Dad used to get hats. He would be a hat collector. So whenever he could get a hat from anybody, including them, he'd get a hat. So very cool. The Jackson Roykirk says, we got 10 inches of snow here. That hadn't happened since 1895. Holy cow. That's a long time to go without snow. So, yeah, I wish we only had 10 inches, though. Holy cow. It's just... And now I saw we got another snowstorm on its way up here. Coming this way. Over the last 2 weeks, we've had at least 4 storms, and that's way too much, too frequent for me. You just get recovered from one, and then for me, it takes a lot for me to recover. It takes me a long time to recover, but holy cow. I'm ready for spring. Just let's go. Punxsutawney Phil. Oh, curse you. Scotty says, seeing pictures of snow on the beach, it was surreal. Yeah. Maranya says, Jackson, you better be staying warm and safe there. Plenty of hot cocoa and stew and soup for you, my friend, she says. Scotty says, the kids here have never seen snow. They were pulling each other over the roads with their four-wheelers, pulling kids in flat-bottom boats. We just did sledding. And Lucian says, Jackson! And Jackson replies with, Jay! Austin. Excuse me. August Ascetic of Charlton, I still have an issue of their Space 1999, where all the planet inhabitants were Jekyll and Hyde due to their binary sun. Oh, cool. That sounds like a cool story. Holy mackerel. Jekyll and Hyde. Hey, Sleepy Rita. How you doing, Damien? Great to have you with us, man. He says, howdy. And howdy to you, sir. Hope everything's going well on the West Coast. Hope your Saturday is going fine. Great to see you here in the Peanut Gallery once again, my friend. And Miranda says, howdy to Damien and Millie. And Sleepy says, cheers, Miranda. There we go. We got the little kitty cat. The Jackson Roy Kirk says, Sleepy. Michael Taylor says saltwater taffy is yummy. Yeah. And Sleepy Rita says Jackson. What is that? A guitar? It looks like a guitar. Given the strong arm, did manage to choose enough of those Metarog prize comics. Who won that? Who won his thing? I didn't get a chance to follow along on the videos and stuff the past couple of weeks. I'm so bummed that I missed it. So who won that? That was a pretty cool prize, right? So you got to choose choose 50 books from duplicates that he had or something like that. So that was awesome. That was really cool. So Maranya says, I like saltwater taffy and the old Brock's Royal Taffy. Now that's one I haven't seen in a while. And the Jackson Rourke says, I did, Sleepy. I still need to get to list them. Oh, Jackson, you won? Oh, congratulations, man. That's awesome. Good for you. Good for you, man. Very cool. Scotty says, exactly. I like Westerns because it was about doing what's right at any cost. And not only that, but if you watch those, and granted, there's some literary license taken with it and stuff like that. But people would help each other out. Neighbors would help each other out, and back then when you were helping somebody out, it could mean helping them plow a field or something like that, or planting their crops or something like that, which is some serious work involved, but that was just what neighbors did. We miss that. At least I miss that neighborly caring and courtesy. You don't see that at play as much. At least I should say, at least here up here in the Northeast. The neighborhood I grew up in, we had neighbors and we all knew each other, and we'd all watch each other's kids and make sure that nobody was gonna do anything, or if somebody got hurt, we make sure they got home and got their parents and whatnot and stuff like that, but it doesn't seem like it's like that as much nowadays. Now I could be way off base because I'm an old fart now, and you change it. I'm not hanging with the same crowd that I was hanging with when I was a kid, because they all grow up and everybody goes their own way and lives their own life and stuff like that. But I always liked the neighborly concern and courtesy that they always showed in the Westerns, for the most part. There were those ones that wanted people's land or cattle rustlers or horse thieves and stuff like that, but they always got theirs. Mike Taylor says Atlantic City is famous for selling saltwater taffy. Comes in nice box art. Oh, cool. Yeah. Love it. Love to hear the stories. Sleepy Rita says, excellent, JRK. I look forward to Roger showing what you picked. Oh, cool beans. Yeah, I'd love to see. I want to see that one. So very cool. Ranger Sly says, Johnny Crawford. Thank you so much, Ranger. I could not remember his name. Johnny Crawford was the kid in Rifleman. His older brother was Bobby on Laramie. I did not know that. Oh, wow. Cool. Thank you for that, Ranger, because we do watch Laramie. Laramie is not one of my wife's favorites, so I have to sneak it in every once in a while. But I like Laramie, and it's so funny because Laramie comes on the same time as Emergency. They're on two different channels, and Robert Fuller is in both. So I said, well, you get tired of Robert Fuller as Dr. Brackett, we can switch over to Laramie and see him on there in the Old West, and he doesn't change. He looks the same. He aged well. Ranger also says Maverick was James Garner. Yes, was my all-time favorite TV Western, followed by Have Gun Will Travel. Have Gun Will Travel is one of my top favorite. It's probably my top three. Absolutely. Yeah, it was so cool. I remember James Garner mostly from the Rockford Files, because I grew up in that era where my folks would watch that. Actually, my mom would watch that. But I didn't see Maverick until late 70s, early 80s. I think is when I got introduced to that. But yes, absolutely. Have Gun Would Travel, Paladin, love it. Love the song that goes with the TV show. And I just liked him. I remember Richard Boone later on when he played Heck Ramsey, which was like a turn of the century type of piece where it was like an old cowboy, but he was kind of living in the modern world of whatever turn of the century type of was, whatever time it was or whatever. That was pretty cool. So yeah, absolutely love it. That's great. Scotty says, okay, I was wrong. Death Valley Days only had 452 episodes, but that's a ton. You are correct, Scotty. That is a ton of episodes. And they were very cool. They were, like you said, a lot of them were historically accurate, very cool to watch. And I have fond memories of watching with my great grandmother on her little black and white TV in the little alcove there. So cool beans. Thanks not only for the Death Valley thing, but thanks for bringing back that memory of my great grandmother. I appreciate that. And Sleepy Rita says, I just noticed Captain Crunch behind you, Rod. My favorite childhood cereal. Trying to remember the name of his pirate enemy. Was it Lafitte? Yes, it was Jean Lafitte. Yes. Oh, and this was actually my mother found this up in our attic. So she had it for quite a while. So she knows me with the nostalgia stuff. She goes, I found this. I thought you might want. Well, yes, I do. So he has become one of the guardians of the spinner rack, along with Adam Ant right here, right above him. So you got keen eyes there, Sleepy. You got it. Scotty says, has there been a cowboy werewolf movie series? Not that I'm aware of, but that would be different, wouldn't it? A cowboy werewolf. Would he be using silver bullets in his gun? Things that make you go, Scotty also says Michael Jackson back from hiding. And Maranya says Jean Lafitte was the nemesis of Captain Horatio Magellan Crunch. I miss, those the cereal commercials that they used to, the animated cereal commercials. Captain Crunch, Quisp and Quake, Sugar Smacks, and stuff like that. I miss those. And I know there's a whole thing about children can't be feeding them sugar and blah blah blah. Believe me, I know more than a lot of the folks what it can do to you, but doggone, it was just a happy time as a kid. Saturday mornings, cartoons, cereal. Yeah, that was just the best, right? All right, am I right? Michael Taylor says Charltons were unique for their matted cover feel. Oh yes. I had one out here, but I buried it already. So yes, you are right, Michael. Absolutely. And Maranya says, Jackson, you'll get a kick out of this. I read those comic books while eating Milk Duds. No Milky Ways or Three Musketeer bars, sadly, but it felt like my childhood reading great comics. Oh, that's super. And Sleepy Rita says, thanks, Maranya. And the Jackson Roykirk, he's got a big old smile going. Yes, sir. Ranger Sly says, Nathan Fillion was in Firefly in Castle. I might have seen an episode or two of Castle. That sounds familiar. And more recently in The Rookie. I never saw Firefly. I did hear that a lot of people really liked that, but I never got to see that at all. But Castle sounds familiar. I think I've seen a couple episodes of him in Castle, maybe. So cool. Thank you very much for that, Ranger. I appreciate that, because I'm always willing to learn about that, the folks I don't know, especially when they're going to be playing a character such as, now I had it right there on the tip of my brain and it just left me. Guy Gardner. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, Ranger. And Scotty says, yep, almost time for first lunch. There we go. Michael Taylor says, speaking of the rise of the Silver Surfer, great torch surfer chasing. Yes, that was very cool. I really enjoyed that. I thought that movie wasn't bad. I know it got panned by a lot of folks, but I didn't mind it. I like that. I thought the surfer especially was just very well done. It really was. Diabetic Superman says, my parents used to watch Bonanza every week when I was a kid. I think when Bonanza had nightly reruns, they renamed it the Ponderosa. I seem to recall seeing that in TV guides in some of my retro vintage TV guides. Excuse me. So something to do with that. It might have been when it went into syndication or something. So yeah. It could very well be. Sleepy Reader says, I really like Rise of the Silver Surfer. Oh, cool beans. See, I did too. I really did. I thought it was a very well done movie overall, except for the Galactus scene. Scotty says, I've yet to watch Rise of the Silver Surfer. I did like the FF movie before that with the blonde Dark Angel as Sue. Dark Angel, yeah. Me and my wife used to watch that show religiously. Yeah, that was a great show. We enjoyed that. Check it out, Scotty says Sleepy. Ha ha. August Ascetic says, to answer Rod, the werewolf TV series that has Chuck Connors was a supporting character is from 1987. I do not remember that at all. Now I gotta hunt that down. In fact, I'm gonna write that down because I wanna find out about that. If anybody knows the name of it, let me know. Or was it just called Werewolf? Maybe that was it. 1987. Old Chuck Connors. Cool beans. Thank you for that, Double A. I appreciate that, and I will definitely hunt that down because I'm always interested in anything Chuck Connors, and certainly Werewolf. A werewolf TV show that would be interesting in and of itself to me. So very cool. Thank you for that. Michael Taylor says, that's a long time, Jackson. And Maranya says, and the series is simply called Werewolf. Oh, cool. Thank you very much. See, man, if I'd have just waited, I would have got the answer. Scotty says, I have it on DVD. Just need to get around to watching it. I always fall asleep watching movies, so I'm backed up on them, Sleepy. And Scotty says, no one here owns a sled for two reasons. One, we never get snow. And two, it's flat here. No hills. I can see where a sled might not have any advantages for kids over that way then. Maranya says, DS, that's entirely possible. The restaurant started by Dan Blocker was called both Bonanza and Ponderosa. Oh, we used to have a Bonanza. It was just north of us by about 30 minutes. My parents used to love to go there, but I think it wound up closing down. It went downhill the last couple of years, and then I think it just finally closed up shop. But yeah, for a long time, my folks used to make a trip up there to go out to eat because they had really good food. They did. So I did not know that was had a connection to Dan Blocker, though. That's cool to know. Oh man, I'm learning all kinds of stuff today. And Double A says, well, I have to go now to get a haircut. Looking forward to seeing Metamorpho in the movie. Take care, Rod and Lady M. And thank you, August. Appreciate you hanging out with us again, sir. Hope you have a great rest of your weekend. And we'll hopefully see you next week. Right back here. Same bat time, same bat channel, my friend. Take care. And Maranya says, take care, August. And Scotty says, I miss having hair. And Scotty also says, sometimes I'll buy a coconut shampoo just to smell it again. Ah, the memories. Michael Taylor says, I didn't have much Charlton except for some emergency $6 million mans and some in magazine form. Yeah, I got only one Charlton magazine comic form, although I do have one of the Charlton bullseyes with a Captain Adam story in it. I think it's number 5. Got a blue cover, if I remember correctly. However, it's not in my box, and I don't know why it's not in my box when I was checking this morning. Um, and I didn't get. I've told the story before. We didn't see much of Charlton around. There was one department store, the Giant store, that we would go to, and they were the only ones that had Charlton comics. It was the first place I ever saw a Blue Beetle. The Ted Cord Blue Beetle issue was there. So, yeah, I hear you. The Jackson Roarkirk says, actually, Easy Comic Reader won Metarog's contest, but he prize tagged me. Oh, cool beans. Oh, I have to. Easy, when you watch this, congratulations, my friend. That's awesome. That's cool beans, though. Awesome. That's just Roger's such a nice guy, man. You're not going to find a nicer guy. He really is super. So Scotty says, I prefer Have Gun Will Time Travel, the sci-fi Western. There you go. Have Gun Time Tunnel. Michael Taylor says, Rod, what's that Superman piece all the way behind you by the comic boxes? Superman piece. Oh, okay. I gotcha. Hold on just a second. If I can do this without knocking everything over. There's a whole story to it. There we go. As a kid, we used to go to the another department store over in the next town over. Every time we'd go in, they had gumball machines right there, a whole big bank of them, right? And there was one gumball machine that always had this. And I always wanted to get a piece of Justice League bubblegum. Anything to do with the comics, certainly the Justice League, because they were one of my big DC favorites. So as a kid, I remember I would have begged my parents every time, but it's like the whole wagging the finger saying, "Oh, it's bad for your teeth," blah 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 type of thing. So so I never did get one until I don't know, early 2000s. On eBay, somebody was selling 6 pieces of vintage Justice League bubblegum, still in their wrappers, right? From 69, 70. I won one of those auctions and got a piece of it. I have it upstairs in a plastic bubble thing up in my top drawer of my dresser, and I keep meaning to bring it down someday and show it. I've showed it on the channel a couple of times, but I actually have it right now. You think that's where the story ends, right? No. I got an email in eBay from somebody who got the other pieces, and they wanted to know what tattoo I got, because they were trying to put together a set of the tattoos, and they wanted to know they could swap me if I had one that they didn't have, they would swap me a double that they had for it. Okay. And my first thought was, you opened them? I'm like, no, I didn't open mine. I'm not going to open mine. I'm keeping it pristine because that's the way I remember it. I have no idea what tattoo is in there, but it's staying as is in my little plastic bubble that you would get from a 25-cent bubblegum machine. So even though this, look at that, 1 cent, 1 cent. 1 cent. So that's what that was, Michael. So So there you go, my friend. So yeah, it's just one of those weird pieces of collectible things that nobody collects except oddball people like me, I guess. So, but it's fun. I mean, this is again another childhood memory. I have a gumball machine that I bought from somebody, and they used to be it used to be a vendor one, and I have this made up, and I have it right in the front. I have it on the floor right now because I'm still trying to. I'm still trying to get this place organized, but I do have it, and I put that up. Why? Just because it's a piece of my childhood, and it puts a smile on my face. So there you go. Scotty says, I like the Peanut Crunch by the captain. I also love Apple Jacks. Did it ever have a mascot? It did originally. It had an apple with stick figure arms and legs. I remember vaguely. And Peanut Crunch is still, I have Peanut Crunch in my house right now because that is my wife's favorite cereal. I like it myself. I was always a big fan of the Crunch Berries. I like the Crunch Berries one. And then when they came out with just Crunch Berry cereal, I was in heaven. It was just like, but it does not taste, sugar cereal does not taste the same to me now. Now, I don't know if that's because my tastes have changed. They told me when I had open heart surgery, they told me that some of your tastes are going to change, but most of the time it comes back. It didn't come back for me on most of the stuff. Certainly anything sugary. So I thought it was just my wife told the doctor, hey, put something in there to make him hate sugar. you know, but we do have the peanut butter crunch is still in the upstairs. We still have it because we enjoy that. So Michael Taylor says, careful, Rod. Captain Crunch may pour milk on your comic. Oh, he better not. I trust him. He's been a good guardian. Him and if he steps out of line, I got Adamant right behind him. And Adamant will protect the comics. Scotty says, go to Five Below. Yeah, I love Five Below. And get the Kellogg's minifigures of cereal mascots. I still need to find Cornelius and Toucan Sam. I have Tony the Tiger, Diggum Frog, and Coco the Monkey. Oh, I go to Five Below. We have a Five Below about 20 minutes away, 30 minutes away. I did not know they were putting out these little figures. Excuse me. I got the hiccups. I will certainly check those out. Thank you, Scotty. The Jackson Rocker says Firefly was excellent. I heard that. I heard a lot of people were very upset when it was canceled because it seemed to be quite popular. So I've heard that it was really good, but I've never seen. I don't think I've ever seen an episode of it. I have to try and hunt down at least watch an episode to see what everybody loved about it. So cool beans. Maranya says the first Applejack's mascot was Applejack, an Apple mascot. It was Applejack's. Then it was the Applejack's kid, simply animated boy and girl. Oh yes, yeah, very, very badly animated. They were kind of like, I call it sketchy, just like I don't know, maybe a Bill Sienkiewicz style animation. You are correct, Maranya. And Scotty says, oh, I do remember the Jamaican cinnamon stick and an apple in the 1990s ad, but not from my childhood. Mm-hmm. Maranya says those are the later mascots, Cinnamon and Bad Apple. And Michael Taylor says, did Michael B. Jordan play Torch in the last FF movie? I don't remember seeing him play. The last one I remember is whatchamacallit there, Evans, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember wasn't he rumored to be going to play one, but I don't know if they ever made that movie, did they? I'm curious now because I don't remember seeing him as the Torch in one of the movies. unless it's the one that you never ever see. What was it, Roger Corman's version, with a really bad, stretching and stuff like that. And Scotty says, as a second childhood of the 80s, late I ate a lot of toy and video game cereals like Donkey Kong, Smurf Berry Crunch, G.I. Joe Stars. Yeah, that's all beyond when I was heavily into it. I was Quisp was my all-time favorite. Quisp was it. And you could still buy Quisp from the manufacturer out in the Midwest, but it costs a lot of money per box, and you only get a small box. It's not the regular size box. But every once in a while, I treat myself, and I order one through Walmart and get it, and it's just that does taste the same to me. But I don't get to do that too often. Scotty also says, if we had hills, we could at least use boogie boards or even surfboards. Yeah, that's true. That's true. And Mike Taylor says, later, August. Be safe. Eric K. Hey, Eric. How you doing, man? Great to have you with us, sir. Thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate you. And he says, hey, everyone. I am still out of town and will watch the show on the replay. Rod, you and your family are in my prayers for comfort. Thank you so much, Eric. We greatly appreciate that, my friend. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much. So be safe and take care, and we'll see you on the rewind. And Maranya says, hey there, Eric. Good to see you. And thinking of Ozzy, Harry, and Anna Lee, and Martin. Enjoy the rewind. Yes, sir. Scotty says, every time I ask for gum, my mom would say, no, you'll shoot your eye. Oh, for a gun. Oh, every time I asked for gum, my mom would say, no, you'll shoot your eye out. I never understood what she meant. Maybe it was my lisp. Oh, geez. Ouch. Ouch. Oh, yeah, we got the whole thing. Oh, yeah, you shoot your eye out. That classic Christmas story. Absolutely. I always wanted to get a Derringer, a toy Derringer, because of Wild Wild West. And James West always had that Derringer tucked up in my sleeve, in his sleeve, and he would just, and it would pop into his hand. I thought that was awesome. It was just a very cool show. Mike Taylor says, ooh, man, that's a great Justice League gumball piece. Yeah, it really is cool. And when I happened to come across it, I was like, holy cow. It's like, you get slapped in the face with nostalgia, and it's like, oh, I remember that. And it's like, now I want that. And I had to buy a gumball machine in order to do that. And I was a gumball machine collector. I have several different styles of gumballs, but most of them are packed away now on the other side, the basement. They haven't seen daylight in years. But I used to get a gumball machine every year from either my wife or her parents, made by Carousel, the Carousel company. But I did buy one from a former vendor, so I could have one that had been in a store and was used in a store like the one I went to. Just like that, have that authenticity to it, and once I found this, I had to make that so I could put that inside and fill it with gumballs. So, but then I never eat them. And so they get all faded and sticky. And so I got to clean them out again. But thank you so much, Michael. He says, I used to love those plastic gumball bubbles. Yeah, that's what it's in. I'll have to pull that down, bring it down, and show you guys. Won't take too long to do that at some point. So absolutely. Scotty says, the sugar used in today is high fructose corn syrup, and it's not the same. Is that what the difference is? Because I've heard that about the fructose corn syrup, and that's because it does. They do not taste the same. The cereals just do not taste the same. Let's see. He says, during the summer, Pepsi and Coke run a limited run of cane sugar sodas. Try those. Those are real. I've never been a Coke fan because Coke always seemed to burn my throat too much. Pepsi, I could stomach a little bit better. So I will definitely keep an eye open for that. And if you ever happen to know when they're out and about, um, and you're still hanging out with us, you send me a note, a comment, let me know, because I will definitely try those, because I miss that old sugar flavor. I really do, you know. So thank you so much for that, Scotty. Maranya says the sugar cereals of our youth have been reformulated to make them less sweet for health reasons. Yeah, okay, and I had heard that too. You're right, Maranya. I had heard that. You're not wrong in, in saying that they taste differently and less sweet. Okay, so it isn't just me. Then, but I just miss those flavors. You know, not that I'm gonna go eat them. I can't anymore. You know, but I just once in a while, maybe one bowl, you know, just for memories, man. The Jackson Rourke says, okay, gang, I got to head out. Great to see everyone. Oh, my, it's already 13:15. 13:15. 12:15. Okay, gang, I got to head out. Great to see everyone. Take care and have a great week. Jackson, so great to hear from you, my friend. Thank you so much for hanging out, stopping by. Hope the rest of your week and weekend goes well, my friend. Take care. And QNS, hey QNS, how you doing, man? Quite enough sayer. He says, it's not you on the cereal and candy rod. Products have changed, but kept their names. RFK Jr. is on the job now, though. There you go, RFK Jr. That's right. He got put as the what is it, the health czar or something like that, or was it the food czar? I can't remember which job it was. But boy, I feel bad for that guy with the voice, though. He got that raw voice. I heard him do an interview talking about how what happened to him. He got a virus or something like that, and it messed up his voice. But oh, cool. Yeah, I'm just because a lot of that stuff just doesn't taste the same. Not that I can eat a whole lot of it, but I just every once in a while, you know, you have a craving for something. You know, you see, oh man, I haven't had one of those in a long time, and you want to try it, and it just doesn't taste the same. So thank you for that, QNS. And great to see you, man. Great to have you back in the peanut gallery once again. And Miranda says, take care, Jackson. You are missed. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Bob. Michael Taylor says, I have a Five Below a few blocks from me. Oh, cool beans. Yeah, we get over there once a while. About once a week, we head over there. It's over by where the mall where we go to get our hot cocoa. And I have hot cocoa and pizza. No, not together, just separately. I'll have a hot cocoa first, and then at lunchtime, I can walk down to the other end of the mall and pick up some pizza. I know you guys find it hard that I would be eating pizza, you know, but I do like pizza every little bit, you know. Scotty says, I just got Firefly on DVD for $1.99. Gotta love our thrift stores. I just found a store. It's called Bull Moose up here, and we just discovered them just around Christmas time because my son was looking for a certain DVD about Aqua Teen Hunger Force, I think it was, and he's tried to get me to watch it. It's just not me. I don't get this sense of humor sometimes. So even though he tries to explain it to me, he said, Dad, you're just too old, Dad. But we discovered that store, and they have a lot of old DVDs and series and stuff like that. So I'm really going to be making a trip to there soon to check out, because there are things I want to look for. You know, TV series that I want to look for, and a couple of movies I want to look for. So very cool. I'll have to check that out. If it's that cheap for Firefly, then I'll pick that up for $2. I'll pick that up and check it out. Absolutely. Thank you, Scotty. And Miranda says, hey there, QNS. QNS says, hey, Lady M. And Jackson says, Michael Taylor says, you too, Jackson. Miranda says, you can also get real cane sugar, Pepsi, and Coca-Cola during the Passover, as corn syrup isn't kosher. Now when is that? Because I'm not sure when the Passover is. Is that in December? You'll have to straighten me out on that one, Maranya, because I'd be curious to know. Because I would try and get some Pepsi just to taste it and have it taste like it did when I was a kid. Scotty says the last FF movie was awful. It was terrible. The thing was naked and it was too weird. I don't remember that part. Michael Taylor says, I think he did, Rod. Could be wrong, though. Yeah, I'm not sure. And Scotty says, oh, well, Passover is in summer here. We usually have summer for 8 months, winter for 1 month. Oh, man, I dream of winter for 1 month. And spring and fall are the bumpers. Oh, summer for 8 months. I would be in heaven. I am a summer guy. 80 degrees, 85, 90, 95. I'm there. I love it. I cannot get warm enough. So, oh man, Scotty, you are lucky, brother. You are lucky. Enjoy that. Mike Taylor says, later, Eric K. And Scotty says, I know there is a Catholic holiday soon that causes fast food to have filet of fish on specials for Fridays. Yeah, my wife is Catholic, and she keeps me in line with usually with that stuff. I'll have to ask her when the Passover thing. But that's Passover. That's Jewish, part of the Jewish faith too, right? I believe. So, Maranya says that's Lent, Scotty. It starts on the 5th. That's right. Okay, yeah, it starts on the 5th of next month. Okay, you are right, Maranya. Absolutely. Scotty says, oh yes, I remember being asked one time, what are you not doing for Lent? I was confused. I thought my coworker was asking about my laundry. Michael Taylor says, Rod, if you're feeling down, just remember you always have family and us, the Peanut Gallery. We love you. Michael, thank you so much, man. I appreciate your kind words, my friend. And it really, I really did want to get back in the saddle today. I was on the fence all week, and I said, no, I miss you guys, and I know Shannon does too. You guys have become a big part of our lives and our weekends, and it's just, we've met just so many great people in this community, and it's always fun to just get together with you guys on Saturday. And I know sometimes we don't show as many comics as we'd like to, or as folks might want us to, but we just enjoy the fellowship and the friendship and everything. And we try and sneak in some comics. I only got a few comics in today, and it's already 20 past, and Triple C is going to be loading up for his show here pretty soon. And we all got to get over there and get a front row seat. So, but thank you so much, Michael. I appreciate that, my friend. Thank you. Scotty says, or maybe I had lint on my clothing. Scotty also says, if you live in the South, you do not keep gumballs. I had one of the little ones I used for Barbie, and the ants made a trail to it. Oh, wow. Yeah, no, don't need ants. Higgy Pop, he says, always wanted a gumball machine for the Hawk's Nest. They're out there, my friend. They're out there. The one I got off of eBay, there was a fellow that was selling them. It wasn't that expensive. I want to say it was like $30 to $35. And they ship it right to you and everything. And I just love it because it's such another little piece of my childhood. And I don't know why I have that need to try and I know because I had a very happy childhood and everything, but I just love those pieces of my childhood that I remember and make you smile. And I see that and I smile, and it's just like, yeah, man, I remember those days, very cool. So, we'll keep our fingers crossed, Higgy. I know you can get one, brother. I know you'll have one in the Hawk's Nest soon. Michael Taylor says a lot of foods don't taste the same for me too. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't. I know, Maranya and everybody's saying, that they changed the way they sweeten things. And that does make sense to me. I just wish they would just go back to the way it was. What was so wrong? I am one of us, says Rod. You're the only gumball machine collector I know. Are there more collectors? There are. There are other people that do collect them. There are some that really, I mean, they have good sized collections of antique ones. So, really, really antique ones. And stuff like that. And not only just gumball machines, but other vending styles. Like some vending machines, like they used to have the old candy bar vending machines in like hotels and stuff like that, and they collect stuff like that and stuff like it's just fascinating. For me, gumballs were a thing as a kid, and I just loved gumball machines, and I know it's weird. I mean, it's gonna sound like a nut job here, but a lot of it was the colors. I've always been a person, I like bright colors and I like multicolors. As you can tell, with the tie-dye, and I always have since I was a little kid. So you see these gumballs, they're all bright colors and everything. It's candy, so it's going to taste good, So it's just another one of those happy pieces of your childhood. I don't even know if you see gumball machines nowadays in stores. Do they still have them in? Like, I don't know, because I just walk past when I'm going into like a Walmart or a Target or something. Do they even have gumball machines anymore in stores, in department stores? I'm curious to know. So, Scotty says, yeah, here in California, we prefer Pepsi. I just, Coke just always seemed to burn more. I don't know what the difference was, but it always seemed to burn my throat more. So I gravitated to Pepsi. Hey, Jason, how you doing, man? Jason Nutter, my longtime friend. He says, thank you for still being on. Hello, Rod, and good morning. And good morning to you, sir. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're still writing songs. I know you were another one that helped me write some songs, and I was lucky enough to do that one for my dad recently here, and I want to put together a little tribute to my dad and put it on my Facebook, because there's a lot of people on my Facebook that knew my dad, and I got a phone call from my mom because I had sent it to her in her email, and she just saw it yesterday, and she called me up and she was very emotional about it, and I was just so thrilled that she liked it. So, but I learned it from Triple C, from ECR, and from Jason here, how to work the songwriter stuff. So cool beans. Great to see you, Jason, man. He said, and good afternoon. That's right. We've passed the meridian. Scotty says, why is it hard to believe you eat pizza? What else would you do to pizza? Oh, that's a good point. Good point, Scotty. I don't know what I was thinking. All I can say is, maybe it's because I'm feeling a little faint because I'm hungry. Oh, I gotta have another Milano. The thing about pizza, I'm known pretty much for go-go checks and pizza, right? And I never ate pizza till I was out of high school. And every week we would go grocery shopping, and most of the time we would be eating at a pizza joint after we got groceries or before we got groceries. I could have had so much pizza, and I didn't, because it's like, oh no, man, it's got tomatoes in it. I don't need tomatoes, except in ketchup, So it was like, no, I just get French fries. We go to Papa Gino's, I just get a large fry and a drink. We'd go to McDonald's. We'd go to Ray's Pizza or something like that. Now I'll just get some fries and a drink. So I shorted myself so much on pizza. Oh my God. But of course, then again, I probably would have been about 500 pounds by the time I graduated high school because I really love pizza. Scotty says, check out your pawn shops for DVDs too. The pawn shop at the other end of the shallot has $1 DVDs, and sometimes they're 50 cents. Oh, wow, that's a good deal right there. And Scotty says, Passover is the same week as Easter. Okay. All right. Cool beans. Thank you. And Jason, he says, we have real sugar Pepsi at MB, Rod. Oh, really? Oh, Jason. Oh. I'll be making a trip to Market Basket. You got me. That's awesome. Good to know. Thank you so much, Jason, because I will be picking some up. I want to taste that old time Pepsi flavor, man. I just want to taste it. Scotty says, MB, is that Myrtle Beach, Jason? No, it's Market Basket. It's one of the local franchises up here for grocery stores. Demola's Market Basket. So, great deals in there. And their bakery makes these snowflake rolls. They're called snowflake rolls. And they are the closest thing to Pearl's Bakery that was here when I was a kid. That every Saturday my dad would go and get dinner rolls and baked beans and some other goodies from there. But he would always buy me a dozen of the Pearl's dinner rolls. And Market Basket makes the closest thing to those, and I miss those. And I just picked up some the day before from Market Basket. So good eats, man. Good eats. Thank you, Jason. Maranya says April 12th through the 20th, inclusive for Passover. Easter is April 20th this year. Okay, cool beans. All right. Love it. Dropping the knowledge. Scotty says, I'm a spring guy. Summer here means bugs, humidity, bugs, tourists, bugs. And did I mention bugs? See, we get humidity up here, but the humidity doesn't bother me as much. Although I'd love to go to Arizona and try the dry heat, as they say, because I think I would thrive in that kind of atmosphere, that kind of weather. I am one of us says I'm a summer guy too. Yeah, I'm much more comfortable when I can just wear shorts, and a t-shirt and go outside. I don't have to bundle up. I don't have to worry about, is there ice on the roads? Don't have to worry about scraping the windshield of my car. I don't have to worry about watching the weather for snowstorms. Summer, man, it's all sunshine for the most part. But I just want to go out and be in the sun, Nothing like, sitting in a ball game at a ball field in the sun. We'd go and watch my son play baseball, and we'd just sit there in the sun. Just soak it up, man. Just soak it up. So I'm with you. I am one of us. Michael Taylor says, you are welcome, sir. Thank you, Michael. Thank you. And Scotty says, I've always wanted a vintage stand-up arcade machine. I've seen people take a Pac-Man machine, gut it, and put it in a MAME emulator to play almost every old game on it. I know there's quite a bit going on with those type of things, where you can buy these games, and it's arcade games, stand-up arcade games, and you can buy several different vintage games, retro games, and play on them. So I was never a video arcade game guy. I just never had the hand-eye coordination to play them, But I remember those places, though, at the malls and stuff like that. Mike Dill says, wow, $30, great deal. Yeah, that gumball machine, I believe I paid $30 to $35 for it. And it was pretty cool. I was super thrilled when I got it. It's not glass, it's plastic, and that was busted. and I wrote to the fella, and he sent me out another one. I got it within 7 days, and he was right on the ball. Didn't give me any grief about it. He said he apologized for it, and even though I know it wasn't his fault, probably it was probably somewhere along the postal route it got damaged, but he was super about it. So I wish I remembered the thing, but I don't remember who it was that sold it to me. But you can find them on eBay. So Dr. Von Chilla, he says pork chops and garlic roasted broccoli for lunch today. God's blessings to you and your family, Rod. Hope to see you all next week. In the meantime, please love yourselves. Thank you so much, John, and God bless you and your family as well. Thank you so much. Appreciate that, my friend. You take care. Have a great rest of your weekend and a great week, and we'll see you next week. It's already 12:30. Oh, my gosh. Mike Taylor says, later, John. And Maranya says, that sounds wonderful, John. You and Lady Pauline enjoy your lunch and take care. Absolutely. Scotty says, you can load up on the gumball machines with rubber balls. Yes. Yeah. And I may do that for the next time. So I took the part, but I have ant-enticing sugar. Yeah. Yeah, that would not be a problem I would want to have ants. They just took out the gumball machines at my Walmart. I was there when the guy was taking them out. Oh, wow. Surprising. And Michael Taylor says, yeah, growing up while I was at the supermarket checkout with Mom, I couldn't wait to get at the gumball machines. Yeah, that was like if you're a kid and you're going to the grocery stores or the department stores, that was like a special little treat. You wanted to go to the toy section, obviously, if you were in a department store, but also the gumball, because there was different ones that had different things. You could get rings in this one, or you could get tattoos in this one, or you could get other little gadgets and gizmos or little men or whatever in them. Or you could just get gumballs, or you could get chiclets, or you could get sweet tart type things. I know at the mall, they have a huge bank of gumball machines still. I just remembered this. They do. And they have different types of gumball. But nobody, I've never seen anybody use them. I think I'm the last person that's ever gone there and bought something out of one of those gumball machines. But yeah, absolutely, Michael. I agree. Yeah. Scotty says, I also love the 10-cent machines with the little beer cans in them. And that was just right for my 8-inch Mego figure. Superman loved his super beer. And also those 25-cent machines with the football helmets. Yeah, football helmets, little foam things you could get, things that you would add water to and they would expand and stuff like that. It was just so much as a kid, so much to see as a kid like that. I am one of us says, I still see gumball machines in some stores in Chicago. Cool beans. Awesome. I'm glad that I would hope that they wouldn't disappear because, kids, that's for kids. It's part of your childhood growing up, Scotty says, when I go to the comic shop in North Myrtle Beach, I often take a picture of my Pocket Pal on the gumball machines. Oh, cool beans. Awesome. Pocket Pal is the action figure in your pocket, often a Microman figure, and pics are put out on IG. Oh, wow. I have to check those out, Scotty. Cool beans. Sounds interesting. So what is MB? It's called Market Basket. Demula's is the name. Demula's Market Basket. And it's a grocery store, a chain up here in the Northeast. I don't know if they're outside the Northeast, but they're up here in the northern part of the Northeast. He said, okay, Market Basket. I see it. And Myrtle Beach. I see, and it equals Myrtle Beach here. Okay. Cool. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. We were confusing you with the MB part. I gotcha. Jason says, I hear you, but for me, it's RC Cola. RC Cola. Scotty says, we don't have Market Basket. We have Food Lion, though. Bet you don't have those. No, we don't. I've never seen one up here. They are everywhere in the Carolinas. Yeah, I'm sure there are regional franchises like that. So absolutely. I know in New York there was oh, what was it? Kroger's? I think it was. I think that we used to visit when we go there. I always love going into new uh, grocery stores just to see what they have, especially if they have a bakery, because I'm always in search of good bakery food. Not so much the pastries and stuff like that, but I like the breads, the breads and the rolls and stuff like that. It's very, very good. And Demoulas has a really good bakery. They really do. I've never been really disappointed in any of the Demoulas around here where I've gone. And Maranya says, Scotty at one point had both the yellow and burgundy versions of the mini Redskin helmet. Both were tough to get. The machine seemed loaded with cowboys. And Scotty says, I don't know sports, but when I was a kid, I asked my dad, what football team do we like? He answered, the Dallas Cowboy Cheerleaders. So that was my answer for years when people asked. He says, oh, those one-up arcades. They are pretty cool. But I want an original with things in it. It looks like it was really in an arcade. I can understand you want the authenticity of it, That's what I liked about that was it had the authenticity that it was taken out of a store where it was part of the bank. So arcades. We used to have the Dream Machine. That's what it was called, the arcade. I remember that. Diabetic Superman says, I'm a summer person too. The warmer, the better for me. I'm with you, DS. Absolutely. Where did we go? There we go. Michael Taylor says, was the other machine glass? No, it wasn't. It was also plastic, but something had crushed it. Whether they stepped on it or threw it and it smashed, but it was broken. The rest of the machine was still intact because it's a metal machine. But the glass part itself, and he, like I said, the guy was super, apologized, even though it wasn't his fault, and he sent it right out to me. So I was really, really super happy with it. So, and I just love the look of it. Usually I'll have it. It's over here. I have a pedestal that I put it on, but I have so much stuff. Like I said, I'm trying to organize this so I can better display things. And at some point, I would love to have it to a point where I could do like a little tour down here and show everybody the different things that I have and the way they're displayed and stuff like that. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed. Once warmer weather comes, it's much easier to be down here and do the work. In the wintertime, man, it's cold. You guys have heard me before whine and cry about it. So, yeah. So hopefully that'll happen here in the near future. Scotty Z says, I miss Winn-Dixie. That was the other one, Winn-Dixie. Winn-Dixie, and when we used to go out to New York, we'd go to Winn-Dixie. They were the best. Yeah. Cool beans. Diabetic Superman says, I see MB and think Milton Bradley. There you go. Nothing wrong with board games, brother. Nothing wrong with that at all. Milton Bradley by ID. Werewolf by lunchtime. Hey, great to have you with us there, Werewolf. He says, hey, guys, what did I miss? Well, at some point, I did show a few comics. Most of the time, I've been talking. So, unfortunately, my brother, Shannon, he had to work this week. So, everybody had to look at my ugly mug all morning here. So, but hopefully, everybody found it okay and entertaining. And hope you guys will all be back next week. We'll do it all over again. But we missed you. And Jackson was actually here too. So, cool beans. Miranda says, I remember Piggly Wiggly grocery stores in North Carolina, also in Florida. Red and White was the store we went to most in Long Island. It was like Walmart in that it had a little bit of everything besides groceries, I mean. I miss those old department stores. They were kind of like independent department stores that had groceries and everything under the sun you could want, Siegel City was around here. Sawyer Mills was around here. They were, nobody else probably anywhere else in the country outside of Dover, New Hampshire is ever going to know of these places or hear of these places, but they were fun places of my childhood, and I miss seeing those. I feel bad that my kids never got to experience those. All my kids have the experience of is Target and Walmart, you know, all those big box stores now, but not the mom and pop stores of yesteryear. So cool beans, Maranya. Let's see here. Michael Taylor says, great show as always. Had a blast, Rod. Peanut Gallery and Shannon, wherever you are, have a great weekend and upcoming week. I love you, Rod. Thank you so much, Michael. Love you too, brother. Take care. Have a great week. Have a great rest of your weekend as well. We hope to see you next week, and we'll do it all again, except it'll be twice as good because Shannon will be back, and we'll have some real fun. So you take care. Thank you so much for all your nice comments and everything, and for being here. Appreciate it, Michael. Scotty says, yep, we didn't have a Piggly Wiggly here, but I've seen them while traveling. There's one outside of Wilmington. I've seen the Piggly Wigglies once in a while when we travel. We don't travel too often. Maranya says, you missed a great show, Werewolf. You and Rico can catch it on the rewind. Well, thank you, Maranya. And Michael Taylor says, how are you, Werewolf? And Maranya says, you also missed Jackson. He was here for a bit. Yep. Yeah, it was good to see Jackson again. And Scotty says, yeah, isn't the winter below freezing up there? It's gotten below freezing 2 nights ago. Yeah, it's been really cold up here. Really, really cold up here. We're going through a stretch of it right now. Hopefully for too long. Once it gets into like the 40s up here, it's like a heat wave, So we're keeping our fingers crossed. And Triple C says, great show as always, Rod. Love seeing the Charltons. So nice to have you back in the saddle. Thank you so much, Rob. I appreciate it. And thanks again, my friend, for being there. Appreciate talking with you. And take care. And everybody get over there and check out Rob. He's going to be having his claim sale. $2 a book. You can't beat it. No shipping, no cost for the shipping. And he always has great books in there. You could buy some really good deals, really. Some of the books that I've seen. There was one book, and I've told him this. There was one book that I needed for my Go-Go Chex Quest. Strange Adventures, number 187. First appearance of the Enchantress. That book used to be a $2 book or a $1 book every day of the week. Then all of a sudden they made the Suicide Squad movie and it blew up. Now it's like $100 book. He had one and somebody got it for $2. $2, baby. I'm like, oh, I missed it by like 20 minutes. But cool beans. So definitely check out Cheap Comic Collector Rob over there on his claim sale coming up. Right now he should be starting. So get over there, get a front row seat. Werewolf by Lunchtime says, Rico is upset with me, Maranya. Only a few more days with the cone, and maybe he will love me again. Oh, he's got to wear the cone. Oh, yeah. Well, hopefully it'll go by fast. I know the animals don't like to wear those cones. Maranya says, oh dear, why the cone of shame for Rico? Is it something that needed fixing? And Maranya says, take care, Rod, Shannon, the Peanut Gallery, the Nuts of the Day, the Foofs, the studio audience, and Maranya's legion of peanut pets. Stay safe, warm, and hydrated, everyone. And thank you so much, Maranya, for being there once again. Greatly appreciate it, Lady M. Thanks for keeping me in line this week. Appreciate it. Michael says, you're welcome, Rod. Well, thank you again, Michael. You're greatly appreciated, my friend. My family thanks you as well. And I Am One of Us says, when Shannon comes back, he can tell us his stories of comics and bass guitar. Yes, he will have some stories, I'm sure, because I know he'll have some comics, and I know he's been playing some gigs, so he'll have some stories to share. Not to mention, we'll be back with ECR's Comic Song of the Week, and we'll try and do it justice with Shannon right here. Cool beans. Miranda says, word of advice, they do make inflatable collars to keep pets from irritating things. More comfortable than a collar of shame, werewolf. Oh, I did not know that. That's interesting. That's cool. Good thing to know in case we ever have to do anything with our cats. So, Werewolf by Lunchtime says, one day before getting keys to a new house and mortgage, Rico gets in a fight. 1,600 extra. Thanks, boy. Laughing out loud. Oh, that's too bad. Oh, but congratulations on the new house. I know probably don't want congratulations on the new mortgage part, but the new house is cool. Congratulations on that, my friend. And Miranda says, oh dear, well, he's a scrapper, werewolf. Give him lots of love, pets, and treats from all of us. Yeah, she said from me, and I threw in from all of us. So, Werewolf by Lunchtime says he gets mega love from everyone, Miranda, but I will pass it on. Cool beans. Cool beans. Awesome. And I think that gets us caught up with everybody. It is 12:47, and I just want to thank everybody for turning out and hanging out this morning. Greatly appreciate it. Once again, we'll be back to 100% come. Whoops. Things are falling down. Next week, we'll have Shannon back with us, and hopefully we'll get things back to normal. Again, as normal as we can be. We look forward to it. So thank you, everybody, and thank you all for your comfort and your kind words and prayers and thoughts. Me and my family really appreciate that so much more than you guys will ever know. So thank you once again, and we will see everybody next week. Same bat time, same bat channel, and we'll do it all once again with Shannon, the Bass Cannon. So everybody take care. We'll see you next week.